It's time for ignition and straight up automobile pimping.
Dude, where's my car?
I probably should have told you too that the intro music that we have on there is completely different to the intro music that actually plays on the potty, but it's completely fun.
And then all of a sudden, Dan will play all these random.
Yeah, don't.
Like that. So just,
I love that.
he loves it.
You just gotta let him. You just gotta let him do his thing. He loves it. I just got all these different audio things that I wanted to put in there, like meme culture shit, like brah. And
it's good. I love it.
Just all the dumb car sounds that you would think that we would come across, like something stupid like Vin Diesel.
Oh god,
that's what I want.
And that's good.
Maybe I shouldn't put it because he's got.
He's just loving it.
What up, guys? Welcome back to Dude, Where's My Car? I am Tom. I have my co-host who has muscles as big as the entirety of Taiwan.
You say they're small?
They're huge, bro. Bro, they're huge. What are you talking about? You've been a standing nation for ages. Don't let it out.
We're working on it. We'll be there soon.
And we have a special guest today, guys. Some would say that he has the ego and testosterone of Israel Adesanya. I would argue that he has the style of late 90s Kanye West. Yeah, he has He has one of the baddest cars going around Sydney. His 09 Rowdy Corolla. I'm going to let him talk about it. But Declan, man, how you going?
Doing good, man. Doing good today. So yeah,
nice. Bro, you kind of drove far today, right?
Yeah, I drove all the way from Golston, like near Dural. That's where I work with my boss.
Is that Golston Gorge? No,
Golston.
Is that two different things?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I'm not too sure. I don't know what Golston Gorge is.
I feel like I've heard that thing before.
Golston. You said it was near Dural, right?
Yeah, just past Dural. Like
just past Dural. That's close to Golston Gorge.
Is it?
I don't know. That's my last.
It is. It's that road we took one day. Yeah. No,
sorry, our producer's nodding.
Like we always say, we're going to give our producers their own microphone so they can put their inputs in.
Do you think that's a good idea?
I feel like he'd have a lot to say.
They might take over us, actually.
I don't know. We've got our cameraman in here as well, who is wanting to deck out one of his Toyotas. So I know he's keen to listen to everything that you got to say today
I'll
about.
help him out.
Yeah. You two will be rocking tandem soon. But bro, dude, tell me more about you. Who are you, and what car do you drive?
Well, I'm Declan. I'm 20. I drive a 2009 Toyota Corolla, and it started off with just being a simple daily. As I said in one of the recent interviews, it was supposed to be a Subaru Liberty. That was the car I originally wanted. Settled for a 2009 Toyota Corolla, because that's all I could get. And I've just gone like full VIP spec on it. The chandelier, curtains, PlayStation 2, which he loves it.
I love it when I see it working, bro. I love it when I see it working. Okay, is it working now?
Sort of.
He's playing with you.
Yeah. Don't play with you. Brought it today.
It's a project car, man.
Arguably, you made a really good choice, though, didn't you? Right, from getting the Corolla over the Subs.
Yeah,
because as we all know, Subs break.
Yeah, and
good cars.
This Corolla is so reliable. As I was saying to them earlier, like I ran it on no oil for like almost a year. I didn't realize it, and it just ran like a dream. It's phenomenal.
Bro, do you work for Toyota?
No, I don't. No.
He wants that new GR Supra. That's why.
I feel like every guest we come on here, always like secretly, they're not doing it on purpose, but the way they talk about their car or a particular brand,
they're an ambassador for that company.
Yeah, you're like, do you work for them?
Sponsor me, please.
What's going on? Yeah. That's mad though. So wait, so how long you had the car for?
I bought it when I was about 16, 17, so about 3 to 4 years now.
Shit, so you had time to work on it.
I've had some time to work on it, yeah.
And you have done a lot of the work yourself, all the work yourself.
I've done everything myself, yeah.
Fuck.
Just the exhaust I got welded, because I don't know how to weld. But I got that sorted out by someone else at an exhaust shop. But.
All right, we'll start from the top. So you bought the car bone stock, assuming.
Bone stock. It was owned by a business lady, I think, in Maitland. So it had all just highway Ks on it.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely babied for its entire life. So.
Okay. And then from then, what was the first one that you did? Was there like a plan? Honestly, like Tom, him building the MX-5, he's got like a full build plan, schedule with yours. Was it just, I do this, that, and that? Or was it just, I want to do this today and I'm doing it today?
I'd see a mod and I'm like, yeah, I got money for it. I'll order it now.
I love that.
The impulse.
Super impulse.
He's tenacious.
The whole car was just built off impulse. So.
That's a lot of cars, I'd say.
Yeah. I agree, but you say it's impulse, but like the whole rear of the car especially like the center console stuff. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, you go out and buy a glass and a cigar, but I feel like some of the stuff that you had to build in the back, like that's not just impulse. Or did you impulse go to Bunnings and just be like,
I want to put a chandelier in the roof.
With that kind of stuff, like, I'd see people do it on like Instagram. You know, there's reels where it's just like it's kind of taken as a joke. I'd see it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, I might try that. Like,
Yeah.
and then I try it and it works somehow. So
far out.
yeah,
There's
I
always a
just
joke
got
with the
lucky.
podcast as well. I don't know if you could hear, but the rain.
The rain.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I can't.
I just heard it coming. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx you guys, but yeah, I just heard it coming.
Bro, every time we do this potty, it is just some sort of severe weather.
And it was funny because it was okay for the past like 2-3 hours just then, and then
Always.
I don't want to say anything, but it's always like that too.
It's always.
It's kind of sort of starting to make me realize that maybe we should start doing the potty as soon as guests arrive, and then we eat afterwards.
We might even just have to change it to not a Thursday and a Wednesday.
Yeah, but that is funny. I can now tell people every time when it rained for like the past like 10 weeks because, well, this shit's going on.
It's going on out there. Yeah, far out.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. But
Back to the car.
back to the car. I want to know because I feel like it's a version of the proper Japanese El Presidente car. I forget what it's actually. Is it? It's not a Crown, is it? Like, what's the Japanese
Like a
president
Crown or a
vehicle?
Lexus.
Yeah, like I think the style in Japan. I mean, like over here we just call it VIP.
Yeah.
But in Japan, I think the actual name for it was like Bippu,
Yeah.
which basically just means VIP.
Yep.
So it's a sort of like presidential VIP style. So very important person. The whole car is basically supposed to be built around the back seat
Yeah.
for whoever's in the back seat. It's
El
very important.
Presidente.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, El
He's in the
Presidente.
back seat or is he the chauffeur?
Bro, he's in the back with that PS2 controller
Oh, man,
driving
yeah.
the car.
He's that guy from Fast and the Furious. But he still wrecks him before he races.
Yeah. The first one, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, man. But like, is that how you imagined the whole thing? Like,
No, not
No?
at all. No, like it's legit probably the complete opposite.
okay,
So
hit me.
originally when I first got it, I wanted to go all power. I wanted to go like proper performance, good coilovers, good brakes, good everything, and I wanted to do like the whole supercharger setup from a Lotus
Yep.
because I know they're on similar motors and similar setups, and I was like, oh, that'd be so sick.
Keep going.
And then that just never happened.
Yeah.
I saw a Crown that
Yeah.
was like fully VIP'd out at a car meet.
Yep.
And I just fell in love with it. I'm like, I've got to do that to a Corolla. It's stupid, but it worked somehow, man. It somehow worked.
So did you do any mods before that transition? So we were like halfway through to the performance side, or was it just the day just clicked and you're like,
Nah, so
nah, I'm going VIP?
I started on just lowering springs, like real cheap lowering springs.
Yep.
And rep wheels.
Yep.
And it looked awful. In my head, I was like, oh, this is so sick, but it's like the car was still had like a 3-inch like wheel gap.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't know. It was on my P's, so it looked okay for the
Yep.
time being. And then out of nowhere, I was like, no, VIP. That's the way
It
to go.
just jumped. The performance line, you were done. And the first one you did was bags, air suspension.
Yeah, so I started off with, as I said, like just cheap, like $300 set of lowering springs. I lowered it like an inch. It just still did not look good at all.
Yeah.
And then I got like these fake T37s.
Yep.
So I was like, oh yeah, I love those wheels. It looks so sick. And I got white ones. And in my head, it was going to be so cool. And then when I looked at it, I was like, it looks like a Matchbox car. Like it looked fake. The car didn't even look real. And then, ordered air suspension from Airflex. And as soon as that came in, I had an accident with the car. So I didn't see the car for like 3 months. Waited a while, got the kit going and all that. Put it in over a weekend, and then that same weekend I ordered new wheels for it. Then it just developed so quickly from there. Within like 2 months, it was a VIP car from like this little ricer you see down the street.
2 months.
Yeah, I just impulsed it so hard there.
Do you do it in like? It sounds like it was like one whole big phase. Is there like another phase coming for the car where it's just going to be like another whole bunch of stuff coming on? What's?
I do want to do power. I still want to do power. It's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the power is probably still, I don't know, it's not worth it. You're not going to get much power out of it to the point where it's, enjoyable or anything. But I mean, just for the why not,
Would you consider another project car? As in more for like just power build?
I would.
And keep it as this?
I would. I don't even know where I'd go with the power build, honestly, man. There's so many different routes you can go down. Like, I was thinking old school V8.
Yep.
But then I ended up getting a Falcon for my daily. And
Jesus
Torrential
Christ.
storm is
man.
coming through.
What is going on?
Oh man.
It's like not even like I can't even hear the sound of it hitting the building. Like it just sounds
Just
bad
like
outside.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Rowdy in the house today. It's sitting
Yeah.
outside.
My bad.
Bring the heat. What? Okay, so in terms of power mods, you said you got the exhaust on. Like what can you do in the world of power to your car?
Not a lot. Like I was thinking, keep it cheap instead of doing turbo or supercharged. Just going like NOS.
Got
But,
E85, you got all this shit. No.
Yeah, I was just like, I mean, it'd be badass to show people I got air suspension, and then just like pop the trunk, and it's like just a NOS tank just sitting right there.
It's just got tanks all in the back.
It just tanks
Different
on
tanks.
tanks, man. Like, yeah.
Lifts up his seat, 2 more tanks.
Yeah. But
What is what?
I spoke to some guys and they said the compression ratio for that is like it would just make a bomb if anything.
Yeah.
So NOS into that kind of motor, it just sending a rod to God. So
yeah, Rodney pays a visit.
Reese knows all about
But sure,
it.
like I feel like even if you were to stay NA, because you want it's a Toyota, bro. You want to make it reliable, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I
Make
feel
it. They're already pretty reliable.
yeah.
no, but that's what I mean though. So like it's reliable. Well, like if you got a turbo, what, you're going to take it from a Hilux and just throw it in there? Like what would you do?
Yeah.
But I feel like you could do air intake.
Yeah, I keep it simple that way. Like
Yeah.
right now, it's got an exhaust, just a catback. It's a 2.25 inch, just real simple.
Yeah.
Muffler, resonator. It sounds good. It's loud.
Yeah.
Shows up to the name Rowdy, which is good.
Yeah.
But anything more than that, you're not really getting much out of it. So
You know what could be the next sort of level above? I don't know if you could do this with air suspension, but just the classic Latina like hydraulics thing where you just like
I would love
bouncing
that,
up and
yeah.
down. I'm getting mad like GTA San Andreas vibes right now, where you had to do like the little dancing with the hydraulics or whatever.
I'd
it is.
love to put it on hydraulics itself. Like if I could, that'd be sick. But it's just too much money.
The vehicle just doesn't allow for it.
I've already hurt that car enough.
I would you track it?
I've drag raced it a couple times, just like Eastern Creek, like the off the street
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do on the track. I don't know.
How did it go with the drags?
So first time, it's when it was at that lowering spring phase.
Yeah.
And I think it was like a 17.5 or something like that.
My Colorado was faster.
And then I did on the second run on that day, I did a 17.2. So then I'm like, okay, now I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
And then I only raced twice that day, and then I took it again another time, and I somehow got it like a 16.5.
I believe that because you're getting better.
You know how to do it, like.
Yeah, I knew how to launch it, knew how to cook the tyres a bit more, and it just got better from there. And then I think the fastest done was a 16.4.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think, something like that. So it's all right.
It's not the worst thing in the
Yeah.
world. It's a fucking.
It's
For-
great.
for
He
a
actually
stock
took it to the
Corolla.
track.
Yeah.
For a stock Corolla, it went all right. So yeah,
I want to know what it can do now.
yeah, I'm excited to see. Hey, if I just
You'll
dump
have to
bunch
come out
more
to a
money.
track day with us.
Yeah.
Or even track
I'd
night.
love it. I'd love it. I'd love to do that.
I was going to say we have to bring him back when we do Dynapool episodes.
Yeah. Guess the horsepower on Rowdy.
Guess the horsepower.
all
Rowdy.
99 kilowatts of fury.
He's bold. You reckon he's got 99? I like it. He's positive. He's positive.
Is that?
All right. So on the topic of air suspension, this is something I wanted to cover off with you because I feel like your car is really appropriate, and given the fact that you have done so much work to your car, I feel like you understand the ins and outs of it. Tony does this shit day in, day out.
Yeah.
So I think it's either like a debate or it's always like misconception. But do you reckon why do you think people are so afraid of air suspension, or why do you think there's like so much confusion around it?
Because at least this is the way I see it. When I first did it, I didn't know a lot of. I mean, I knew a decent amount about cars. Never installed anything. So it was daunting seeing like the harness and everything. So many cables. I hate wiring. Can't stand it. If it's a part to install, fine, I'll do it. If it's wiring, please, like I cannot. So I think that's one like sort of daunting thing. And then like obviously like air leaks and like sort of dealing and troubleshooting and stuff. There is a lot of troubleshooting when you like your first time doing air suspension. But you sort of get used to it. You figure it out. Once you put it in yourself, you know the whole kit.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything goes wrong, you know where it's going to be.
But do you think there's like maybe that's good on the installation side? Because I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's ever said that before. Do you think there's like a misconception just in the car world itself? Like where people are like, oh, you can't track that. You can't do this. Like,
Well-
did you have that on Like I know you said the lowering springs. When you went again, did you have air suspension then?
No, that was on the lowering springs on the second time. I had different wheels.
Yeah.
But basically the exact same thing.
Okay, so better question then. Would you go back to the drags on air suspension?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down for it, man. Yeah. Because I mean, like, I thought when I first saw everyone else talking about air suspension, I thought it was going to feel like trash. So the first time I installed it, I didn't know about like air pressures and stuff. I thought more pressure, the higher it goes. Fair enough. So I put it onto like 100 PSI. And I'm driving around my street on 100 PSI. And I hit like a little bump and it felt like a bouncy house. The whole car just bouncing around. I'm like, what the hell is this? The worst kit I've ever bought. But then, you know, once you tune it and you sort of figure out what you're doing, you tune this the pressure and the dampening of the pressure and all that kind of stuff. It works out pretty good.
How bad can it actually get? I'm asking both of you.
I mean, if you blow a line, then that's a tragic day. Or if you blow a bag, it's not going to end well.
Like Chris and I always say it, it's airbags is coils and coilovers. Airbags is Jav and airbag. You have infinite adjustment.
Yeah.
And it just comes down to your fingertips. You want to give it 10 PSI and
You
make
press
it
the
right
button.
fuck.
Yeah.
Then you leave it at that. You want to
Yeah.
ride comfortable. You've got a whole car filled with people. You want a nice 70, depending on car, like
Yeah.
weight wise, everything. 70, you want to take the track a bit more. You want to go full forward drive and be on bricks.
Yeah.
Pump it to 120, 150, and you're on bricks.
Yeah.
And you're also jacked up right off the ground.
Yeah.
It just comes down to fine tuning and adjusting.
There's a lot of fine tuning. Like as I said, when I first sort of set it up, I'm still figuring everything out. It took a little while to get used to it, but as soon as you find the right setting, you just save that preset and you're good.
And it's always different. It's like
It's so
my
different
driving
for
style
every
will be
guy.
different to Declan's. Like
So different, yeah.
I might like it at 60. He might like it at 70.
Yeah.
You might like it at 65. It's really you. So it just comes down to you could play around with it just off a remote. You don't have to go to
Absolutely.
your coils. Less preload, more damper,
Yeah.
different spring rates in and out. Tick tick.
And you're kind of just doing it all off a remote rather than sitting there
Yeah.
twisting a
and
little.
it's so easy to do. Legit, I press a
You can
button,
do it
the
off your
car's so
phone?
different. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, do you do yours off your phone as well?
Oh, I don't think Airflex support that yet. I know
Okay.
they have spoken about it. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But you can on most setups, yeah. Mine have got a little control of it.
My goal is to one day get Tom on bags. He wants to build just pure track cars. I'll be like,
okay.
bags will be, it'll be perfect.
Okay, here's the thing, right? So for the past, I'm just going to say 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. People have been telling me to get some bags. Now, I used to work for this like an old company like back in the day. We were chatting off air. We were talking about what I was doing before. I worked with one of the dudes from the House of Stance.
Yeah.
And he knew I loved cars and all this type of shit. And every time I'd come with a question, he's like, "So when are we bagging your car, bro? Like, when are we doing this?" I'm like, "I'm not bagging my car." Like, I was the person who was like, I go to the track. I don't want to bag my car. I don't believe in it.
Functionality, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like,
They're old school.
yeah. Not even like old school. It's not like I was hanging around people who were telling me it's bad. I was just like,
Not your thing. Yeah.
whoa, not my thing. I was just like, it's not gonna. I don't
He's
trust
old
it.
school.
I don't trust it.
That's old school, yeah.
I don't trust it. I'm the other people, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't trust it. Fast forward, leave that job, go into something else. I meet Tony.
Yeah.
And Tony's day in, day out bags. He does he does everything, but like he loves bags.
Yeah.
And he goes, "So when are we bagging your car?" And I'm like, "Bro, how have I just gone into from one environment to another
It's everywhere
environment?"
you go, you can't escape it.
It's always
You can't-
bags.
You cannot escape it.
And what kills me is like more and more of my mates, some of whom are sitting in this room, now also have bags and go to the track. And I'm like, oh man, like this is
You'll come around. You'll come
There'll
around.
be a day.
it's slowly and slowly, bit by bit. It's like he has to do it. He has
It's
no
gonna happen.
choice.
It's gonna happen.
I haven't told him we don't have to do complete bags. Let's do cups.
Yeah.
We'll be in between.
Actually, I was going to mention that too because it's like the best of both worlds. Like you can still get that height adjustment and stuff, but the performance of the coilovers, so it's pretty good.
Do you know what? Do you want to know what I hear? Is like you get cups, and that's like the intro. That's like the
Oh,
the
then next you're
dick tease.
getting bags. Yeah.
That's the dick tease. They're like, what was the point in buying that? It's like a waste of money. I should have just bought air suspension. Like
That's the upsell. You sell them the
It,
cups
it
first,
kind of is like that, yeah.
and then you get them the bags. They come back.
I just skipped and went straight to the bags.
That was a smart one.
yeah. I tell you what, YouTube just must have a little bit more ingenuity and probably a braver constitution than I do, because I just don't think I have the skill to install bags. I just don't think I get too angry, bro.
Man, if I can do it, anyone can, man. It's honestly, it's a lot easier than you think. if you can store coilovers and you can like wire a sub, you're good. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out from there. It's all trial and error. It's all trial and error.
Okay. Well, okay. So I suppose the good thing that I like about what you've said is the fact that you did do it yourself. You admitted that there was things that you didn't understand and that it was just like trial and error.
Yeah.
You ran at 100 PSI. You went, okay, that's not how that works. And it didn't break. So you just tuned it again.
Yeah, simple. It was just a drive around the block, pull up back home and then tune it to where I needed it to.
Yeah.
And just drive around the block. I did like 50 laps and then finally figured the right preset and then left it at that.
Okay. All right.
Like you play and you learn.
Basically, yeah.
These two here just trying to sell me a sales pitch to buy air suspension now.
Well, if we did have like an audience that was looking at you, watching this podcast, and they said, what was the hardest thing in the install process? Or if you knew when you did the install, was there anything that you'd...
Other than wiring, like I'm only bad at wiring. That's why I had struggles with wiring. But other than that, I'd say fixing leaks.
Fixing.
Yeah, because I don't know if I used the wrong sealant or what, but I've always had issues with leaks. I don't know. I've tried thread tape. I've tried the thread string. I've tried like the liquid sealant.
Yeah.
Right now I'm at the point where my pressure sensor leaks every time I have to take it out or anything. So I've just used like straight up like adhesive, like epoxy, and I've just epoxied the thing in there. It's never coming back out.
That's it. Set for life.
Oh, it's not.
We got Chris the mechanic in the room. This shit used it.
Bags for life. Oh, okay. That sums it up for me. That's pretty good.
There's a way around it.
I was gonna ask like, how did you identify the leak and where's the leak coming from? Because I was like, if it's coming from, what happens if it's coming from the middle of the hose?
I mean, it's very rare that would happen.
It's very rare.
Very rare that would happen.
What's it made of? Teflon? Or
Polyurethane.
It's like
There's
a
different
plastic
materials.
almost, yeah. But yeah, what I did was got the car up, like filled the tank, got the car up, and I went around and just sprayed each of like the fittings on the bags, check if there's any bubbles. Bags was all good.
Yeah.
But then I did have like 2 or 3 leaks in the trunk setup. So I think I had one in the tank, one coming out of the line from the compressor. I've got one here. And then another one from the pressure sensor. So from there, you just spray it with the soapy water. Bubbles coming out, you got a leak, redo it.
Okay.
And you do that until you have no leaks. So
Okay. All right. Oh, I got a good question for you.
Go.
When you did everything to your car,
Yeah.
is that when you got into the shows? Like, how did you know, oh, I'm going to start entering car shows? Because I'm not going to lie, bro, being entered into Hot Imports Night, especially the one that we went to recently,
The one at the White Bay.
the one at White Bay Wharf, like that's a pretty big fucking deal.
Yeah, so when I first started like getting into cars, my dream was Hot Import Nights, but the big one was World Time Attack. That's my favorite event I've ever been to. I love World Time Attack.
So do we, bro.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like it does not get old.
You should have seen us there this year. We lost our fucking minds.
Bro, I was there from like 6 in the morning to like 8 at night, and I did not get bored of any of it. But yeah, so with entering car events, like as soon as I got the bag set up, done with the new wheels and everything, I actually got declined from every single event I tried to enter.
At the beginning?
Like the car looks the exact same.
Really?
Every event I tried to enter, I got declined, and it was like a very quick like decline. So I was like, damn, okay, I guess I'm just not that good, whatever. And then I did like one VIP mod, and then out of nowhere, every single thing I entered, I got in straight away.
What was that mod? We got to learn.
I think it was just the fact that I did like the sort of VIP interior in the back, like even just like the center console and just all that kind of stuff. And then people were like, whoa,
Like
different.
the curtains and stuff? Or was that already all done?
No, like the curtains I did, but I never really sort of showed the curtains off. It was mainly the center console and the chandelier.
Okay.
And I think as soon as I did that, people were just like, wait, that's different. Let's let it in, you know?
It is different.
Yeah. And it was funny with Hot Imports because we had 2 this year. We had one
At the jail.
Yes, we had the one at the jail, which I got declined very quickly.
Really?
Yes. And then I entered the one for this one, and I got no approval for 2 months. And I was like, weird. And then 4 days before the event, I get approved. So I got approved like very last minute. No, it was 2 days before the event. So it was 2 days. And the day before, I took my car to my mate's house after work. It was like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. And I'm detailing the car. Like the night before. So,
That's no time for prep.
yeah, man. Oh, it was stressful. Very stressful.
Classic cars.
Oh, man.
I like we know those boys work their asses off at Hot Imports Nights.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They're doing all their own shit plus trying to make some of the best car shows in Australia, let alone Sydney.
Very full on.
Like, I believe it was 2 days before
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they could have had like, and they do, like they have submissions of that many cars.
Yeah,
like
there's
I feel
so
like
many.
I feel like it's a big deal. The fact that, I mean, I'm talking about you specifically, that you're in it and you're there
bro,
on the
yeah.
day. Like it's huge.
Yeah, it's like that sort of like thing, you know, when you look at your idols as a kid and then you're like, you become like almost
Yeah,
like one
you
of them.
made it.
And it's like, yeah, I used to always look at 2J Josh. I'm like, oh my God, that guy's so cool. Like the black and chrome. I'm like, that's it. That's like perfect. And then like now I'm in the same show as him and I was like, bro, no way. Like,
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Yeah, now you're living your dream.
Yeah, man, 100%. I love it.
The only way is up from here now, bro. Like you've got to
No, there's no up. It's like we're on the same playing field. I look down on him.
beat him, just like beat him straight up. All of a sudden, he's running Hot Imports Nights. It's like 10 years
bro,
from
yeah.
now. He's just like, yeah, I bought it.
Yeah, own and run.
But like, run me through, because I suppose it's quite humbling though, because like we often go to the same car shows, and if not, we sort of know like where each other are. Like I think you went to the like for the girls event and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
I wish I
girls
could have made that. That was really cool. I think it's Monique who hit everyone up.
Yeah, Monica or something.
Monica,
Yeah.
oh,
She's
fuck
really,
it.
really cool. Yeah, I forgot her name. I'm so
I
sorry.
hope she doesn't listen to this and just thinks,
I've been
fuck this
trying
guy. I'm so sorry. But like, where did it all start, bro? Like how, like the first show you went to, did you go like, I fucking love this, or what happened?
First one I think I got like accepted into like One Day I Hate to Enter was one of the tuned events.
Hmm.
But it wasn't like one of the little ones. It was one they did, I think in February this year, where they did like a collab with roll racing.
Well, that's
Oh,
So
yeah.
when you collaborate anything with roll racing, it's gonna be big.
Yeah.
So they filled the parking lots, like all 3 or 4 parking lots,
Yep.
in like an hour. And I was like, the show was so packed, and that was my first big event. And dude, it was a good first big event to go to. So yeah.
100%. God, a lot of eyes on you, that's for
Oh
sure.
man, it was just a lot of photos I got sent like that night. Like everyone was just sending me photos of my car, and I'm like, dude, like this is crazy. I've never had this before. Like it's usually just the good old Liverpool KK's run, or like something like that. You know, Padstow Bunnings and things like that. But
Yeah.
then going to an actual show and like people sort of recognizing you, people will come up and be like, oh, you got the guy, like you're the guy with the Corolla. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's me.
It's
Yeah.
like such a good feeling and
It is,
achievement. It's
yeah.
like people recognize all the hard work, the time
Yeah.
you put into it.
And I even had people coming up to me and be like, oh, you're the guy on TikTok. And I'm like, I don't even have TikTok. And they show me a video.
They're like, no, this is you. And you're
Yeah, they
like,
showed me a video. I'm like, oh, that is me. Yeah.
I didn't make it, but
Yeah.
I guess I'm famous.
oh, it is a good feeling though.
It's a
eh?
great
Like
feeling. I love it, yeah.
you go around. It's funny. This happened to me the other day where someone sent me a message being like, I just saw you in Macquarie. And I was like, no, you didn't. I'm in the Central Coast right now. I'm nowhere near Macquarie. It's like, no. Like I saw you. And I was like, no, you didn't, bro. But yeah. So was that first show with all the mods, or you were still working on it by then?
Yeah, so I had the center console, I had the chandelier, I had the bags, all that kind of stuff. I only had like the rear set of curtains, and that was like the one event where the PlayStation was working. So
I just don't believe you. Is it actually in the car?
no, it's not in the car now. I don't leave it in the car because it gets hot.
Okay, true.
But I usually just sort of, when I do put it in, just slide it under the passenger seat, and
Yeah.
then just plug it in.
Wait, so how does it work? Is you just plug it in via?
Yeah, so originally, like for power, I have this like massive power bank. I'll just sit there.
Yeah.
And that's what stopped working. So the PlayStation is fine, but that power
Like the
bank.
amp, the power bank.
Yeah,
of the amp.
yeah.
Okay.
But then
Like you're still
originally-
using like a PS2 power bank? Is that what you're saying?
No. So it's like an actual, it's like what you get for your phone, but like
Yeah.
a massive brick.
Okay.
It's a big one. It's got like a plug on it too. It's like a
Yeah,
little
to
socket.
stop faults. If it shorts out, it doesn't fucking short the whole system. Yeah.
And then in terms of like actually displaying it, I found out that on the back of a head unit, the rear camera, you can actually just plug in the same AV connector, the video output. So I was like, okay, that works. So I plug it in, and I'm like, oh, it's not working. I hit rear view camera, and it pops up, and I'm like, oh, sweet as. Like, that was easy. So I ran it off the center console, like the guy in Fast and Furious in the first one.
Yeah.
But then after that, my mate's granddad was chucking out headrest monitors.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Bruh.
I'll take him. He never even opened the box. So I was like, all right, I'll take him. Chucked them in, and I'm like, dude, this is so sick. I got in the headrest and everything. Like,
Bro, headrest monitors just...
it's so badass.
Oh, so they weren't factory. Because I was thinking they didn't come out with factory headrest monitors.
Yeah, bro, he got like the most limited edition roller from the businesswoman, remember?
$6,000 Maybach.
Bro, monitors in the back of headrest honestly just straight up remind me of Pimp My Ride.
I say that joke all the time. Like putting like monitors and like mud flaps and all the crazy stuff.
Oh,
like,
bro, let's put a pool in the back seat.
yeah,
like,
or the roulette tables and stuff. Or the, like their imagination.
I heard
is
you like
wild.
going to the casino, bro, so we decked you out with a full fucking roulette table.
Bro, Pimp My Ride used to be my favorite. That's why my car looks like what it is now. So
Yeah. Well, good. You're keeping the dream alive because
Oh,
I,
100%.
dude, the amount of hours that I spent watching that show.
oh man, It's
Bring it
great.
back.
Yeah,
Hope Exhibit's okay. I haven't heard a single word from that
yeah.
guy.
I still listen to his music, but I don't know if he's making any more. What's going on, eh?
So things are starting to work out for you. So like popularity's increasing. You go to your first show, tune, probably no better show to really kick things off,
Yeah,
to be
it's
honest
good,
with
yeah.
you. Good bunch of dudes as well. What's next? Like you just keep doing it next, like one show after the other?
Yeah.
Like
So for the next few months, it was just every tune event like that they do.
yeah.
You could enter like the VIP sort of area, which is just like the nicer cars. You just pay and you get basically this, VIP treatment. So I just keep doing that because I noticed there's a lot of people going to these events. So just more exposure, more of that. And then one event I went to, I got interviewed by the Induction Club. At that point, I never heard of the guy. I don't have TikTok, so I don't really know who he is.
Neither,
and-
bro. I feel you.
Yeah, and then he does the video and he posted like a couple months later. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I thought I was just going to get a couple views, like a couple hundred. And I got like 30,000 views in like a day or two and like 300 followers out of nowhere. And I
Yeah.
was like, I texted the guy, I'm like, thank you so much. Dude, thank you so much. And and then from there, it was just, the popularity grew. And then I started getting accepted into events a lot easier. So
Have you ever, like, do you like the attention? Like, do you like people coming up to you and talking to
I
you?
love it, man.
You like
I love
fucking
it.
idiots like me coming up to being like, oh, this guy.
in a sense, that's what I built the car for. Like, I built it for myself, but at the same time, it's just like I love seeing people's reactions.
Yeah.
Like, especially when like kids come up and they're like, "Whoa, like it can do that!" Like, "Whoa, what's that?" And
Yeah.
Kids' reactions are the best, man. Like, because like at some stage in your life, you were that kid asking, can you rev it? Can you do that? And then seeing a kid come up to you and do it, it's like it's the best.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
think that's the
sick,
statement I hear from every person that comes on. They're like, everyone always wants that kid that looked up to some car.
every single
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
So when you do it,
Dan's still that kid, bro. But you must get that all the time, right? Like being like here at KS, like you must. The amount of
love
phone calls
it.
be like, I fucking love everything you've just done. Like,
I know it's like because I have a little brother. So as soon as someone says, like a little kid that says, "I like your car, can I sit in?" I'm like, the keys
Go
are
ahead,
yours.
man.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, do whatever you
Yeah.
want. Like I'll teach them how to use the remote on the bags and just play around with it. Like
yeah.
yeah.
if it's gonna break from them doing that, then you've done the
Yeah.
car wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But talking back to like popularity, you run like your socials as well, right?
I do run my own socials. Yeah. I try my best.
Well, you respond to us, so like,
Do you think it's hard running one?
Nah, not at this level. Like I've only got about 900 followers, so it's not too crazy right now.
Yep.
But I mean, I can imagine people like like 2J Josh or like Grant and like all the big names and stuff in the stands community.
Yeah.
I'd imagine it would be very, very hard. Just constant messages and like stories or posts or whatever, and just keeping with the times and stuff. I'd imagine it's quite annoying. So
it's not going to be far off though if you keep going the way you're going, bro.
I'm surprised you only said you had 900 followers with.
That's just no. That's just on his Instagram. I can only imagine what you'd fucking do if you had TikTok.
if I had TikTok, I think it'd be a very different story.
Yeah.
Very different story. Yeah.
Do you prefer it that way? I feel like you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I never was one for making like TikToks and stuff. I don't even like making reels. I've like on my page I've got
Yeah.
like 4 reels.
Yeah.
And surprisingly those are the things that get me the followers, but I'm just not bothered. Like I like posting a good photo. Like photographers will send me photos. Thanks man, I'll post it, tag him. But like
He's just that lazy
but,
guy.
yeah, if you want me to make a reel, man, find someone else. Like I'm not doing it.
I respect that, bro. I love
He's quite like you. Like you don't make reels. You don't take. He hassles on about us making reels and videos, but he doesn't do it himself.
Yeah,
He's
bro.
the only guy that
'Cause, like,
doesn't.
it makes like good exposure and it's good like connectivity. People like reach out to you and all that, but at the same time, it's just like
The effort for it.
I
is
just
like,
can't be bothered, man.
Like I'd rather be working on the car
like
instead.
one solid photo, it's like I'm happy. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro, I understand products. I understand product placement, business, and all that type of stuff because I have to run it for other companies.
Absolutely, yeah.
But when it comes to doing it for myself,
Different
I
story.
just can't be asked. But I also
Yeah.
don't care. Like,
Yeah.
like for myself personally, for everything else, like for CCA and stuff, highest priority. Like
course,
that,
yeah.
and that's why I put so much love and passion into it and all that type of stuff. So does Tony. But like pro speed racing, like all these other things that I do on the side, like NVIDIA exhaust, silvers, like I'll put my heart and soul into it, bro, because I know that like it's got to be done a certain way. I know that video and audio is the only way that the algorithm works, and it only pushes that stuff. It doesn't push photos.
Yep.
We can hammer on about this. It's not this type of podcast for it, but yeah, like I'm exactly like you.
Yeah.
I just
And I think I've also just always liked the natural
Yeah.
sort of follower thing. Like instead of going reaching out there like, hey, look at my reel, hey, look at my reel. It's just sort of like I like you came to the show, you saw my car, you saw my number plate, and you added me that way.
Like the
natural-
genuine ones,
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like you like someone like comes like Tom comes up to you and starts talking to you, you add him there. Easy. Like if I go to a show and get like 2 followers out of it, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Deck likes it when he's got a huge kid like me just coming up to him and be like, yo.
Okay, next time I see him, I'll get the megaphone out. Hey, Declan, I love your car. Can I get a photo with it?
I will run so quickly.
Have you ever had any bad experiences?
Not really.
I'd be shocked if you did.
I've had weird ones. Like I've had people say like the most random things about my cars.
I want your
I want to hear it.
Oh yeah, like a lot of people like surprisingly like you think they'd only like text this to you or like comment it, like behind the screen, you know,
Yeah.
like on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
But people legit come up to you and be like, "Why would you do that to your car?" Like I legit had a guy come up to you and he was just like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" Well, why'd I do what? And he goes, "Why'd you build your car like that? It's a Corolla." I'm like, "Man,
it's
like
fucking sick.
I could do it, man. Like relax." And he's just like, "Oh, but like, you could have done it to like an 86." I'm like. Everyone's got an 86, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it to an 86. So,
It's just like you could have also had like Cocoa Pops for breakfast. Did you? No.
like, and like one thing I always say to someone is just go find another one in Australia that's like that.
Yeah. And that's what I fucking love.
gonna
That's
say,
the shit that I
Yeah,
fucking
build
love.
something that's different.
You have to be different. You got to. And like in a world full of, just 86s, BRZs, like don't get me wrong, I love those cars.
Yep.
But when everyone has them, it's too much.
It's the builds that
much.
stand out are different.
Yeah.
Are the ones that really show off your own personality and your
I
style.
always get a conversation out of the car. Even people that aren't into cars, they'll always come up to me like, "Whoa, like that's different. I've never seen a Corolla like that." Well, everyone calls it a Camry, but
Yeah, secret cousin.
yeah, they're like, "Oh, the Camry," and I'm like, "Oh, I wish it was a Camry. That'd be a lot better." But it's a Corolla.
Do you have tissues in the back?
I do. Yeah, so I can cry every time someone says Camry.
Bro, I know.
It's the ones behind the back headrest.
Do you know that Nat's What I Reckon, dude?
No,
The guy with the long hair does the cooking show or whatever who blew up on the internet for a little while?
no, actually, I don't know.
Oh, bro. Look, not that I fucking was all onto it, but I watched this dude for fucking years before he did all his cooking shit. He's just this dude who fucking loved cars. He went to all these car shows or would just go to like boat shows and all this
Yeah.
type of shit around Australia on the microphone and just say funny shit like tattoo expos, sexpo, everything.
Yeah.
He did this segment on like why the fuck there's tissue boxes in the back of Camrys. And no joke, before he made that episode, I was fucking hammering on about this for so long to like my mates, my mum, everything. I was like, why is there fucking tissue boxes in the back of Toyota Camry?
It's the most useless spot.
Bro, after this, go watch it. His theme is, his channel's called Nat's What I Reckon, and just type in Toyota Camry tissue boxes.
Yeah.
And he's not fucking making it up. You
Yeah,
go
it's
anywhere,
everywhere, yeah.
anywhere, traffic lights,
Yeah.
driving,
And
always,
it's always a Camry.
Yeah,
It's
always.
always a Camry.
always. And I'm like,
And it's in the same spot. Why is it near the real windscreen?
I know.
What is it doing there?
dude, I don't fucking get it. But
doesn't make sense, yeah.
when it came out, the soul connection that I felt to this dude of like, I'm not the only one. Like, oh, too fucking good. Too fucking good. I forgot what I was about to say just now. I got carried away with That's What I Reckon.
Something about
tissue
Camrys,
boxes.
probably.
It was about the naysayers. So like people coming up to you saying like you could have done this, you could have done that. I always find that whole like mindset and way of thinking like so
Close-minded. Very close-minded.
yeah, for sure. But like at the same time, like you remember how like not that we're fucking children. I mean, we are. But remember how people used to come up to you and say, "Oh, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing."
So,
It's kind of like
yeah, it's the same thing, really. Yeah.
like I feel like the internet's really taking over where
Yeah,
they
yeah.
go then
All
they're
the
not.
keyboard warriors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the keyboard warriors are now becoming vocal warriors.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're saying the shit.
Oh, that's
that-
so to your face, man. Like, straight up.
and you're like, yeah, I guess. Like, I could have built a fucking Nissan.
Why don't you do it? Like, why are you asking me to do it?
Great fucking point. Why don't you fucking do it? Oh, I don't have the money. It's like, neither do I, bro.
Someone comes up to me and like, oh, you should turbo it. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to like swing me 10 grand or like,
You got a dyno, do you, bro?
yeah,
Or-
like what the hell?
do you get that shit?
Oh, I had that on my my most recent reel. I told
What?
him, I was like, you just ruined one of the best Aussie cars. And I was like, what from? He's like, oh, because you wrapped it in orange. You should have kept it in its original color.
Orange looks sick. Like,
I was like, I like the orange. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't
your
be bothered.
favourite
I couldn't
colour.
be-
if you like the color, man, like do it. Like,
that's
no one's
exactly
gonna
what I
hold you
do.
back,
Whatever you
yeah.
want with it. It's like
Yeah.
your own car. Like,
yeah.
I thought you were about to say something completely different. Then I didn't realize it'd be about a color.
there's heaps. Like nowadays, I think there's someone that's gonna pick out. I shouldn't say that, but there's someone out there that's just trying to pick an argument. They're just trying to stir the pot with you.
Yeah.
Anything, wheels, rap, mods,
Whatever it is.
whatever they could think of.
Have you always had that? I've never asked you this question before.
Had what?
Shit like that.
Oh, all the time. I think it's just the social media
Yeah.
like era right now. There's always hate comments here and there, or it could even just be from jealousy. Like that's a
Yeah.
lot of the time. But I don't really care. I don't really respond to any of my comments.
Bro, this is where the AI chatbot comes in and you just fucking chat GPT that shit. They respond to it for you. It's just-
I was talking to my girlfriend last night and I was like, imagine me not responding to all these comments and like all the AI shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, one day that would be like, they could respond for you. You just, I saw like a video on it and it's like, I don't know if it's real or not, but the AI literally comes up next. Like when you're trying to reply to someone, AI will give you like different options of what to reply. And I'm like, what's
Kind of scary. Eh?
what's
Like,
conversation's going to be like when
Yeah.
AI just does like you choose
now you don't
A,
have
B,
to
C,
think
D.
about it. Yeah, you just don't think about it. Conversation.
You're going back to high school.
You got
exams
options
again.
there, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just
Oh,
be
God.
you all the way.
Please no.
What's the next car gonna be?
Man.
I'm genuinely curious, just only because the amount of effort and time that you put into this roller. So I'm like,
Well, with my boss and I, he's recently just got a Hummer H1. So yeah, he's had some cool cars. So I help sort of manage his fleet and all that kind of stuff. And he's let me drive some of them. He's had a E63 AMG.
yeah,
That one of like the newer ones are nice. CLS 63 AMG, Aston Martin Vanquish V12. That it was the fastest car I've driven. It's one of the coolest cars I've driven.
What was that one?
Aston Martin Vanquish V12, and it was one of the older ones. So it's
Yeah.
2003. It's just
Yeah.
raw, man. It sounds like
love
an
that.
F1 car.
It's got that nice dials like in the middle.
It's so raw. It just like legit feels like an old race car, but it looks like a gentleman's car. But I'm helping him do the H1 up.
Yep.
So we're just gonna go for that sort of like just stealth, like something like Hobbs Shaw would drive in.
Yeah.
Full murdered out black.
Yeah, just like something from Fast and Furious, just something crazy. And for myself, man, I don't know. I want to go old school. I want to leave the whole stance thing.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like, again, it's that social media thing as one aspect. And like the other thing is, you can't take the car everywhere. Like so many times, even on bags, I've had to like go around the block because I can't get up a driveway, or, you know, stop going some way, or there's potholes there, can't go there.
Yeah.
I just want something old school that I can just take on the weekend and just enjoy with the boys. You're like, just
Yeah.
Like an old school muscle, like an old school like 4B kind of.
I think muscle. I think
Old
muscle.
school
Even
muscle.
if it's like a Valiant, like a 6-cylinder or something like that. I just want something old, just like no power steering, no power brakes, just a
Bro.
big tin with an engine. That's what I want. That's exactly
This
what I
guy
want.
came to the right place. You're
that's
talking about our
exactly-
fucking language right here.
Yeah.
We've got this whole thing where we want to like bring a resurgence to. Not that it went away, but like, you ever noticed that like the old school JDM cars, like I'm talking like 60s, 70s, they're like mini muscle cars.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the old Toyotas and
The
stuff.
Celica's and all that. Yeah,
Bro, they're like mini
and they
little.
are sick, man. They're such cool cars.
It's like a mini little Dodge, and you're
Yeah.
like,
And they're way cheaper too.
Yeah, it's like the half the size, but it's a Charger. Like
Yeah, and even like the Datsuns and stuff. I see people build the little like 4-cylinder, like 1.2 liter Datsuns
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and they make it look sick.
Yeah.
Like, they really pull it off.
it was like a solid 3 months where we're looking at Celicas and we're like every night we're just sending one another like modded up Celicas or like 15.
And it snaps next for sure. Like people will always look.
oh shit, yeah,
Like it always, even if you're not a car guy, you'll look and be like, "That's a cool old car."
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, at the end of the day, you can engine swap it if you truly want something different. But like,
that's another thing. Just like the simplicity of old things, just everything mechanical.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate wires. I've already said it like 4 times, but I hate wires, man.
well, bro, you're soon to be buddy who's going to join you in the Toyota Master Race of bags. No. He fucking frost wiring for everyone. Just
you'll love it, man.
For everyone tuning on audio, Chris is our camera guy as well as our mechanic on screen. But he fucking loves wiring, like sicko for it. You should be calling this dude every time you want wiring.
Oh man,
We just linked up a connection.
Yeah,
I'll give you his number.
yeah. I'll go. Make him do all the dirty work.
I said before, his porn search is just wiring cars. Like it is. So that's your next car. Like
I
that's.
want to do old school. Yeah, I think I want to move old school and just.
Oh,
yeah.
we got to convert him onto the team.
I don't
We're gonna
think
bring him on.
I don't think there's enough. Like I don't think there's enough old school cars like that going around. To be honest, especially
yeah.
at shows.
The only thing with the only thing with old school cars is getting them into shows. So like for example, hot import night kind of shows and like all that kind of stuff.
People won't recognize. People don't know what they
don't
are.
look twice. They don't look twice. Like they just don't want to look at it really. It's like
Bro, you ever been to a Holden show?
that. I was gonna say like the kind of shows like I'd go to if I have an old car. It's like Cars Under the Stars or
Yeah.
like Tough Street and all that kind of stuff. But the crowd's completely different there. Like you got your more older guys there, and like it's not the same as like your stance meets. Which in a way I like the sort of community of the stance meets, but
Yeah.
I'm just over the cars, man.
Sometimes all it takes is just one person to break the mold, and that could
true.
be you, bro.
That's true,
and
yeah.
you're the one who's fucking getting into
yeah.
everything.
Makes
Because
me
you say
laugh.
that, but then like every single one of us in this room loves the old cars,
Yeah.
and we go to stand shows and we recognize it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
that's true.
I fully agree. It's in both sides of the realm, but I reckon, bro, imagine like an old school, like I'm thinking like old school orange or like an old school like yellowy red.
Yeah.
Getting in there, just and you can bag it too if you really want to.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
No, that's what I want to do.
Bag
That's
of
what I tell
oils.
him. No, it's. I don't know about you, but I do. I'll ask you. Do you feel like how? Oh, you're probably too young. You should say you're 21. It's like we've gone through the phase where we've seen certain style of car shows to where it is today. Fuck, this thing's like we're old now. Where we've seen the 2 eras of car show. Like nowadays, it's just. I don't know. I love my bags and I love my wheels, but it's bags and wheels will get you into a show. That's all you need.
It's very true.
I want to bring back the phase where you care about the engine, you care about the paint, all the mods, all that. It's weird how it's just all of a sudden like
you don't.
It just
get a lot of
transitioned.
these- And I was just about to say, like in terms of old school like car shows and stuff, sex spec. That's where it was
bro,
at.
it's resurgence. It's resurgence.
Like I always tease my mates and everything. Like I don't like the look of the sex spec cars. It's not my style. It's a bit too much. But at the same time, it's just like, bro, it's just cool. Like it's
Just that
cool.
style.
Like the tiger print on cars and like
You're referencing that dude who was at Hot Imports.
yeah. Not played as
it was
Tame Me.
it was.
I love that thing, dude. It's just
I forget his name. I fucking interviewed him as well. he was a
and
fucking
like,
legend.
Yeah, the sex spec thing, like it's not everyone's cup of tea, but like people can still look at it and be like, that's kind of cool. Like you just kind of appreciate it.
Did you sit in it?
No,
Oh,
but I've
bro.
seen the interior.
Bro. Just all out
Just
comfy.
speakers and everything. I love it. It's so good.
Okay, yeah. So maybe, I agree. It needs to come back, whether we call it sex spec or not.
Yeah.
That level of meticulous detail
Yeah.
has to come back.
Yeah. If you want to talk detail though, the lowrider community is where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
seriously, those cars is just it's unmatched.
100
Like
spoke
the
spinners.
Man, I just don't get it. Like the brushwork, like people do like the airbrushing
Airbrush,
and
yeah.
stuff. And like they've got like full murals of like Biggie Smalls and stuff on the back of their
Yeah.
car. And it's like the fact that they painted that is next level.
Yeah.
Like those cars, I've always been a lowrider fan. So
Those guys were actually, so when I had the old Ute Spawn, obviously it's a comic book character, and it just kind of went with the fact that it's also an SS. So it was like an SS porn Spawn.
yeah.
But at the same time, when I was looking up all those like old school lowrider cars, when I saw the brushwork, I was like, I'm going to hit these guys up when I want to put Spawn, the comic book character, on the Ute.
That's cool,
Because
yeah.
I was like, the whole tray back could be like the red cape and like body panels and stuff, like full body panel. And then like the front of the hood because the eyes were, I had the halo eyes. They're
Yeah.
green. Spawn's eyes are green. I was like, they could do like a mad fucking almost Venom like face where the white comes all the way up the hood.
That's
and I was like, oh, that's what made me think about it when you just said that. I was like, yeah, their fucking paintwork is
It's so
unbelievable.
crazy, man. And like, if you just look at the colors and stuff, like the amount of like metallic flake in the paint, and it's like, even the trim, like they engrave every tiny little bit of metal of trim.
yeah.
And even underneath the cars and all that kind of stuff, like the chrome work and stuff is, oh, bro, it's next level. It's crazy.
You know what all I'm hearing is? Bring back Auto Salon. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. Bring back
let's do
Auto
it, let's do
Salon.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff was like when I was born, like 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That when I was born, it was like Auto Salon days. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember going there when I was a kid. Like, old man used to be on all those shows. It was like the best show. It was like every couple of months, like Auto Salon's back, and I was like, I'm going on a weekend. I want to be there both days.
Yeah.
And the old man's like, nope, it's business, it's work. Like, when you go, you see all the cars. I remember, I don't know if you've ever heard, but Osmonds, they did a Ute in a Subaru. They made a Subaru.
is that the green one?
No, it was two orange ones. And they did this full soccer ball livery paintbrush. Not livery, like paintbrush all over it.
Yeah.
And it was just insane.
Yeah. Wow.
And then it's like setting up as well. There was two cars. Nowadays, two cars, you get like a 3x2, or like a 6x2 little space.
yeah.
It was probably like a 10x10 fenced off full soccer field.
Can't
thing.
breathe on it.
Yeah, no, you can't breathe on it. And like the amount of effort people went into to display off a car, it was like that little goalpost here. There was a bit like a beach
Yeah,
section.
they build around it too. It was it's completely different to what it is now.
Yeah.
So different.
So much so that I feel like this is a full power move. Talking about little boundaries and offsets. Next show,
I'll have to get you a photo.
While he's getting that full power move, try this in the next event you do. Everyone tuning in is going to be like itching for you to do it now. Get the you know when you go to like movie cinemas or whatever, or like before you enter
I know what you're gonna say.
a stage event, you get the poles like the red
With like the
velvet
red rope. Yeah.
I want you to fucking do that around your
See
car.
what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then get one of your mates to pretend to be security and just unhook. Unhook.
Yeah.
We have
camera
head of security right here folding his arms. Get him to unhook it and just invite people in to play the PlayStation.
That would be so good,
I'm just saying,
Oh,
bro.
the ideas, man.
I'm putting ideas out there. We actually, it might have been the second last Hot Imports night. I can't remember where we were. The only reason why I thought of that idea is because I did see someone do it the other day. Not with the red poles, but they had like the little mini barrier.
Yeah.
Could have been all Holden's Day, but it was just fully around the car, and you're like, all right, I respect that. Like but you can't touch my fucking car.
Yeah,
like, don't do it.
Yeah, and it keeps people away so they can't see all the imperfections in my paint. So,
yeah, bro. Black life. That's what it's all about.
It's everywhere.
You're out there with your little Sharpie the night before.
Oh,
2 days.
man.
Sorry, 2 days before.
Yeah, 2 days before, man. Yeah, all the rock chips and all that kind of stuff.
Do you ever think about? So that stuff actually bothers all of us who have fucking black cars. But like, do you think like, oh, I'm gonna get around to that? Oh, I'm gonna do that.
It.
I did at some stage. Wow,
That's like something out of the fucking Cars movie. What the shit?
That's a
that
Subaru
is
Ute.
sick. That is sick. So they did it before Mighty Mods. Because
That
I remember Mighty Car Mods did something similar to that. but
yeah.
Oh, this was
that is next
2010.
level.
When was this?
Because that's it. That's like an old WRX. That's like Reese's WRX, but they put a tray back Ute on the back of it.
Yep.
What's
2010.
What
2010
model?
Motor X.
Motor
Wow.
X. There you go. That's
Motor
another
X.
good show. That's another
That
one.
is another one of the only shows left that.
Fuck. Doesn't it look like a Cars, like from the
It does,
movie
it
Cars?
does. Yeah.
at
It
this
doesn't even
other
look
one.
real.
Look at this compared to Reese's car.
So good for a podcast. You realize we're gonna have to
Wow.
fucking upload this every time. No.
Just there. Okay, I'll screenshot these photos and then we could pop them up here.
Oh, don't worry, bro. I'll just edit it in.
You magicians.
Now all of a sudden he's realizing why we needed AAA batteries for the TV remote to put it on the TV behind us, and it would have been completely fine. Dan's on the laptop
Going back to these photos are fucking
in his
insane.
Civic.
We're gonna bring back that era.
We got to.
I feel honestly, I'll commit to it. Verbally committing to it right now. Let's all bring it back.
Yeah.
I'll buy one. I'll fucking
Yeah.
bring it back.
Yeah, my car's like almost borderline, like sort of going towards that with like the PlayStation and stuff. It's like I might as well just go all out.
His
there.
car's ready. We'll put the red carpet out to the back seats as well.
Yeah.
It's like that only aisle, red carpet.
Oh man.
From the driveway of the event, just all the way down.
Next shift we hands application. How much space do you need? Oh, we need like a 10x3 just for one car. You just like, what the fuck are you doing, Tony?
He's booked out like the whole inside of like the White Ferris Bay terminal. Like it's just all the supercars are like, where do we go? Like outside, bro. Like
What are you doing in here, man?
We got our own little theme park here.
speaking of, you actually know what I found really impressive at the Hot Imports night at the wharf was, I forget the company that those guys work for, but Hayden had his car, same crew, but they had the big TV. They brought all their couches out. Really clever.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to.
Station builds.
Station. That's
Station
it.
builds. That
And
was
they're
sick.
playing games and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're 100% doing that next time we go
yeah.
to a big event.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I'll bring the PS2.
Yeah.
Hey, pull it out. We're still
Hopefully
in
it
the roller.
He'll bring it on the only day that it's working in his car.
Yeah.
Oh, too fucking good. What time are we on, Dan? 55. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry, I realize how late it gets every time we do this
alright.
fucking
It just
podcast.
flies. Time just flies.
Yeah.
You got any questions for us? I'm curious.
I don't know. What was your first cars? Because my car was a Corolla. That was my one. So how did you guys go with your first cars?
Do you want to go first?
I'll let you go first.
You're going to love this answer. It's a Toyota Camry, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
A Toyota Camry Vienta Grande.
It's a fucking
is-
That is fancy, man.
And it was as
Did it come
dark.
with a tissue box?
It did. No, it didn't. It had full leather inside. Like, I think it must have been, it was like a 1998 model, I think. 1999 model. And it had the full leather interior, like the really bad plaid, like grey leather.
I was going to say it's the grey leather.
The
isn't it?
grey
Yeah.
leather, but it had like the gnarly wood inside of it.
Damn.
It was a V6. Like, it had some fucking
You were doing
power.
the VIP thing before me, man. That's crazy.
Right, it was mad. It had like I fucking hate it, but like the outside panels had like the two tones. So it had like the top half was
yeah,
all the
yeah.
metal with the dark green.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the car all the way around was like that shitty plastic. I can't actually remember what it was made of, but it was all cars then had them. It was always the two tone.
Yeah.
It was the only thing I hated about the car. But bro, like mad sun visors, it had the power, like it was all good. I never did anything to the car because I was just like, I didn't have the money or whatever.
yeah.
But I remember just driving it everywhere. Like I would be punching trips. I'm from the country, so like I would just do trips galore. I'd be driving to like Bathurst, everywhere in Sydney, to my job, to school. I was at boarding school, like everywhere, bro. Like it was just the most reliable thing.
You can't kill him, man. You just can't.
I barely ever serviced it.
Yeah, same here. My show car got serviced, I think, twice in like 4 years. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Toyota. I love the thing though, like, because can I be honest? The actual car that I wanted for my first car was an old 2003 Subaru Outback.
yeah,
That's what I wanted because I was like, I can go surfing, I can sleep in my car anywhere.
yeah.
I can.
It's just the rugged version of the Liberties.
Yeah. And when I was around and like when I like in that time, like everyone my age, that was kind of like the car everyone sort of wanted
Yeah, right. Yeah.
because it was just not so
One
much.
car do it all.
Yeah, one car do it all. Like that was kind of the thing. It was before Foresters really. It's before everyone kind of had a Forester on their P's for some reason. Like it was just they had a Forester and there was a dude. I'll never forget there was a dude who lived near where I was living in the Northern Beaches, and he had this full. We used to call him a porn star because this dude had like a fully stanced out, like decked out black Subaru Forester with the mad fucking mag wheels, like everything. It was lowered. It made fucking all the right noises, and it was just blacked out. The blackest windows you could see. Can't see in the car. I was like, dude, this guy's 100% a porn star. Like, let alone he could be driving a Ferrari and Aston Martin. No, bro.
It's the Forester.
Forester. This guy is a porn star. Oh man, but like the Toyota, like it was a great first car because I'd recommend it to anyone who gets their first car because You could get in accidents. You could not service your car. You could do anything, bro. It just fucking
so
lives.
cheap.
So cheap. And it just lives.
Yeah.
Just so low maintenance.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway, what was your first car?
My first car. I started driving very late.
Oh, go on. What do you mean you started driving late?
I was a very classic Asian. Dad wanted me to be safe, so I was in a little Merc ML250, like a little SUV.
I thought you meant like you couldn't get your license.
No.
That's what I was thinking.
I thought you meant like, yeah, sorry, I didn't get my license. I was like 20.
No. I got my day I could get my license. I was there. I could not wait a second. It was like, birthday. You want to do anything? No, I'm getting my fucking license. It was like straight away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I rolled around in an SUV. I love going out. I wasn't really into small. Like I was, but it wasn't practical. I thought SUVs would have been the most practical car. You could do road trips. You go out. You could have mates in the back. You could do everything on. And then my second car was probably a bit more interesting. I was still on my P's, and I was on a Mustang.
Illegally?
On a Mustang. Yeah. Initially, there was that high performance.
What year model was the Mustang? Which one?
2017. Oh, 20,
wow.
2015 or 2017. So the new ones.
Yeah, right. V8 or was it the
V8?
That's good. That's not a bad second car, man.
I was going to say, what kind of special privileges are you on?
Yeah, wow.
Like bonus time sounds pretty good for Tony.
It was 7 days a week. Like 12-hour days.
So you're a Ford man?
I did start on a Ford.
Sorry, I just need a moment.
My second car was also a Ford.
Yeah.
I still got it.
You got a Falcon, bro.
Yeah, I got a BA Falcon XR6. So, I mean, it's a good daily. It's a good car. It just drinks too much fuel for a daily.
Yeah.
My project car drinks way less. It's a 1.8 litre. So, versus a 4 litre Barra.
It's balance, bro. It's all about balance.
Of course, yeah. And it's a fun car. You can take it on the weekends, do skids, and let your mates blow the gearbox in it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, do you want to share that story? Because you shared it off air, and I was like,
Me and my close mate, we like just going like late night drives every now and then. So we were in Windsor, which is about half an hour from where both of us live. And he just goes, oh yeah, can I just do a skid? I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't mind doing a skid. I'm like, just do a little one. Goes first time, didn't go. Second time, didn't go. And then I was like, oh, turn traction control off. And he goes, oh, okay, yeah. So he turns it off. It does a big skid. Like, it just lit up the entire street. There were people coming out of like a club and they were all like cheering it on. And then he goes to do a little like 3-point turn, and the car just starts revving, just vroom, vroom, vroom. And I'm like, dude, like take it out of neutral. What are you doing? He goes, it's not in neutral. I look down. I'm like, oh no. That was a good sound effect. And then he tries reversing it too, and the car just sat there. It didn't move. And I was just like, yep. So yeah, like 12 a.m., 1 in the morning, something like that. And I'm calling one of my other mates. I'm like, hey,
We need to push.
I'm like, can you come pick us up? So,
So moral of the story is, what did we learn?
turn traction control off. No.
Maybe don't do this at 1 a.m.
Yeah. If I
Do it at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. What are you going to do? Did he pay for it or you pay for it?
I pay for it, but he's paying me back. Yeah, we made a gentleman's agreement on it, so he's cool with it. So.
You make sure you follow up on that, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ask you,
I know
was
where
there
it
a
lives.
video? I want to see the video.
There was not one of the
No.
people. I think one of the people that were coming out of the club, I think they recorded. I'm hoping, because it's going to end up on TikTok.
So
I'm guessing.
it's on Worldstar, bro.
It's
Like,
going to be somewhere just, dickhead and Falcon blows gearbox.
hopefully he's blurred out your number plates. You're like, oh,
Yeah, I really
shit.
hope so. But,
No, it's the ones where they blur it up, but it's up here and the plate's down here.
fully exposed plate.
Dude, the amount of times, not that we ever get up to nefarious things here, ever.
Drive safe.
Yeah.
Drive safe
Right.
all
Yeah.
the time. What I would say to everyone tuning into this is drive safe
Yeah.
all the time. On another note, though, I feel like some of the stuff that I want to post, I can't.
Oh man. Yeah.
Some of the stuff's in a track. and I don't feel like posting it.
Yeah, it feels illegal.
Yeah.
It still feels illegal, yeah. Even warming your tires up before you go for a drag and you're just like, oh, I don't know if I should post that one.
It's like, I feel like it could be used against me in the evidence of court like 2 years later, even though when just like I had some like old granny like dent my car with a fucking shopping trolley. It's like, yes, but we have this video of you at the track 3 years ago, therefore it voids the warranty and we're not going to have to do anything. And I'm like, yeah, it's what?
Sure, have some fun, man.
Yeah. So secret fun fact for everyone who goes to the track, take your number plates off.
Yes, yeah. Or put a bit of tape over it and blur it out.
Yeah.
Don't put the blur up here. Put it on the number plate.
Or have some fun plates and just like print out a little bit of perspex or whatever, same dimensions with the little screw holes, and you can fucking say whatever your car is, whenever you want. Make it fun. Put Powerpuff Girls on there. I don't know.
That'd be sick.
Is that in reference to the new number plate?
What number plates, Tony? Sorry, Tony promised me number plates. I don't have them.
We'll get them. We're talking about number plates for the Miata.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're going to call it Powerpuff.
It's going to go.
I think it fits perfectly.
Thank you. Thank you. See? Fuck, this is the double level of stuff. Do you want to come work for us?
I wouldn't mind that.
My question is, you knew what car he had before the Miata, right?
Before the Miata, as in like the Commodore.
The Commodore.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't you think he's just weird? Like, he's in a big V8, like
Obnoxious,
lumpy as
just
fucked
like-
up
yeah,
cam,
yeah, yeah,
roaring down the street. I could hear him from like a mile away. So I live in an apartment complex. Every time we got to go out for like a meet, and we got to meet up super early in the
You know
morning,
when he's there.
I could hear his car like legit 3 streets down.
Yeah.
There's like 3 sets of lights. You get to a set of lights, you turn left. Then there's like another 2 lights before you get to the lights you turn into my complex.
Yeah.
I could hear him from the lights at that turn left.
Yeah, that one Commodore.
It's like in the
Such
morning.
a sound, but I love it.
Oh, bro. Cammed. Cammed
A
like-
Cam V8 will never get old. Never.
That's why when you're talking about like the old school stuff, you put a fucking nice
just an
lumpy
old-
cam.
An old push rod V8, man, like, you can't beat it. You just can't.
The carby sound.
Oh, man, and the smell. The smell is the best too, man. Far out.
It is like
Like you can smell it and you're like, oh, old school.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No cats.
Yeah.
No
We're going to
seatbelts.
recruit someone in with an old school car.
But in all seriousness though, like if you want to hit us up and come back like anytime you want, like we're filming a whole bunch of different shit and we want to have fun, but like the whole point is like it's for everyone, like not just to watch but also be a part of. So like if you're like, boys, I'm thinking about getting a car, like it'd be funny if we filmed like I don't care if you just want to roll your fenders, like I don't care, but you just think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Fucking bring it on down. Like
Yeah.
let's just have a bit of fun and let's
100%.
go ham with it. Like
Yeah, let's do it,
We'll
yeah.
just make it a whole series. Fans of the show, fucking bring your car in, we'll dyno it.
Oh, man.
No, we're teeing it up. We're going to bring the Rowdy with us at the next shows, and we'll do that huge off display.
Yeah, we got
We'll
to.
bring on. We'll have to get that display going. You made that promise before.
Yeah, true. How can people find you, bro?
Instagram, 09 or 09_RWDY.
Reality.
Rowdy.
Instagram, no TikTok yet, right?
No TikTok, just Insta.
Ever.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I
There's a new year coming real quick.
yeah, I'm not into
Next
it.
year.
If someone else is managing it, by all means. But
You know when this shit comes out, right? Like it's
People will flock right over there. Like, you should have it already. Like right now is your chance. You're going to be like Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, LinkedIn.
yeah, I need to get
LinkedIn as well.
social media manager.
man's got a Pinterest board. Like,
He's old school. He's still got MySpace. Is that still around?
oh yeah.
Kick
Huh?
got shut down, didn't it? That was like
What?
didn't it?
What do you mean?
You remember like the messaging app Kick?
Oh, I thought you meant like Kickstarter. I was like, there's no fucking way that thing got shut down.
Nah, I don't think they use. That's the only other old one I remember. when I
Oh,
was a
bro.
kid.
Bro, I'm much older than you. I had MSN Messenger. What else did I have? Skype.
Skype.
Bro, Skype came out after MySpace. Like, come on.
was it?
I think Skype's still a thing. I think people still use that.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I'd argue that it's better than Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
Shit changed my fucking battery life
Or
every time I use
Zoom.
it.
Couldn't stand Zoom, man. Don't even get me started, bro.
So just Instagram, that's how people find you?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No shit. Plus, I suppose everyone tuning into this show, plus you can find Declan all across our socials. And Tony, do you want to actually this time run through all of our socials? Because I seem to manage to fuck it up every single time I do it.
This is the title. But before that, we'll kick in. So we actually did. What was that thing? Real Cars, Real People with Declan before. That's what we've been referencing to this entire video. What was that? We did a quick interview with Declan at Hot Imports Lights where we filmed a video interview so you can see his car in action. You could see the chandelier off the roof, the TV and the headrest, the PlayStation, the rims, the bags, the
You
trunk
can't see the
setup.
PlayStation. It wasn't on.
The PlayStation.
It was there. It was there sitting in the middle.
It was there.
Yeah.
The whisk is
wasn't
up.
on.
So pretty much a whole feature of the car is all over our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And to check those out, it is Car Culture Australia everywhere except on Instagram where it is car.culture.australia.
Thank you, Tony. You're the man. I really appreciate that. Also, if you want to head to our website, which I can't believe we also have now as well, we've got a website where you can buy merch, which is also
In the background. So we got t-shirts, lanyards, stickers, window banners.
Tony's also doing formal runs, apparently. He's offering
hell
his
yeah.
services as a car. He loves
If
it.
people want formal runs, we're open for that.
I'm ready to expand upon that. I'm keen.
If someone wants a nice ride to a formal, I'm more than happy to do it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if it cheers someone's up,
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's better than seeing someone come to you at a show. You're going to see them.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Bro, I know what car I'd call. It's just as if this dude doesn't rock up to your formal.
Oh, is that? I took my little cousin who's year 10 for me. He loved it. He loved it.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
You go to like a year 10 and like, yeah, it's like, that car moves, damn.
Comes out, he's got a cigar, pulls back the curtains, like it's just what up.
You want to get in?
Got like 5 girls that come out at the same time. You're like, oh shit.
What about the trunk?
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you can follow us, like, share, subscribe. Also, this is fun. Now that this is a thing, you can actually send in questions to our show and you can send them via an audio message or you can write them in. So on any streaming platform that you listen on, or perhaps you're doing this on YouTube, you've always had the comments to yourself. So go ham, keyboard warriors. But you can just record a voice message. You can rate us and do all of everything I just said. So please go and do that because it helps us support go a long way.
Yep.
Thank you. And until next time, thank you for coming, Deck.
No worries, man.
Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, I loved it. Good.
Right.